New Zealand and Australia for the 4th time this season. Australia, the defending champions here in Perth. New Zealand 2-1 up in the rivalry for 2026. Tia Hines to get us underway. Reese Pody Lane is lofted high by Waka for New Zealand, and they will get first possession with Mahina Paul. They started so fast in Singapore last week. That's a little high on Tineti.
That high tackle was because of Tegan Levi going a little bit too high over the ball. Both of these sides love to play quickly, so ultimately come down as to who can control their tempo better.
Sorensen McGee will tap and go, New Zealand. On the 22, Mahina Paul looking for Pody Lane on the switch, gets through one and evaded, and there's some space here for Miller. The loping strides of Georgia Miller making her way downfield. Good shot from Levi on Felix Hotham to snuff out New Zealand's attack for now. Now it's rugged and great counter ruck. It comes away for Tineti, but they were offside, and Australia showing they're up for the physical challenge this week.
Oh, I'm absolutely loving this brutal mentality from the Australians. The counter ruck was so strong. 3 gold jerseys pile in. Just look at this. Maddie Levi really just adds that final punch to get over the ball and win possession back for Australia.
They got out-muscled last week, got beaten up by New Zealand, and they started slowly, did Australia. Ooh, a little change of tactics here. Hines at them offside, playing under advantage. We'll roll the kick over the top. Australia go with Tegan Levi, rather, dragged down by Pody Lane. Good support from Dennis, player of the final last year. Heidi Dennis really stepped up in the absence of the likes of Levi and Ashby. Hines gets a ball for Tegan Levi, ships it on quickly for Dennis. New Zealand's defence stands firm for now, but Australia really pressing, and here goes Nassa. Waka just grabs her by the back of the shirt. Miller can't keep it in field and herself, so it'll be Australia's throw to the line out. Nassa did well to force it off a Kiwi body.
Nassa here did a great job trying to go sniffing down that left edge. She does throw the ball back into the field of play, so I'm unsure as to why being penalised for that, but we'll get the ball back again.
Make sure I keep that gap.
There's Australian ball here again. And Tia Hines will get us underway.
Hines goes over the top, trying to catch New Zealand napping. Ashby, just stopped by Paul. Australia really probing, going again, Maddie Ashby. Looking for first points in the final. Tegan Levi, she's again dragged down. It's a real tangle of bodies. Ashby once more, Dennis. Heidi Dennis trying to get away and busting them open, just like she did in the final here last year. It's Heidi Dennis who opens the scoring for Australia.
Heidi Dennis draws the first blood for the Australians in this cup final against the Black Ferns Sevens. Has everyone up on their feet here at HBF Park. Oh, this is just brilliant, trying to spread it to width. She had a one-on-one there with Reese Pody Lane. The stop-start regeneration of speed proves to be a little bit too much for the New Zealand skipper. But she'll be so stoked with that one. Youngest in this squad and standing so tall for Australia.
This time last year it was her breakthrough, breakout tournament. Heidi Dennis continuing on, 7-0. Australia, 3.5 minutes has taken for first points in this final. Restart goes down to Pody Lane again. Paul. New Zealand struggled to get out of Australian territory. Tineti, again, big heavy contact. Sorensen McGee. And now Miller wants it on her birthday, 22 today, Georgia Miller. Spin through the tackle of Levi, and away she goes. Hines chasing. Miller again, rather, trying to keep Tia Hines at bay, pushes her off. Nathan comes at her, offload for Reese Pody Lane. Off the work of Georgia Miller, elusive, evasive, and the skipper scores.
Georgia Miller, she's such an uncompromising player. It was because of her line break here, being able to slip out of tackles. She had Tia Hines hot on her heels. She keeps out the don't argue just enough. to break away and gets a clean offload to Risi Lane, who can always count to be there when it matters most.
Lane, the Sorensen McGee it is who converts the try, and it's 7 apiece. The assist for Georgia Miller. Just under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Nothing separating these sides. Dennis just tries to power into contact. Miller got cleaned out big time on the way through. And it's a penalty against New Zealand. It's chopping up high.
High tackle.
There's no love lost in this contest between Australia and New Zealand. What's been a hallmark of New Zealand is the defence. But compared to last week, the Australians look very comfortable, really trusting in themselves and their processes.
Really aimed up, haven't they? They were so shell-shocked in that first half.
I'm not going to tell you to
week.
hurry up again. I need you to go
It's
faster.
not going to be the case this week in Perth.
NASA, hard-working co-captain. Hines, now it does try and roll over the top, was charged down by Miller. She was aware of the threat. Second time we've seen Tia Hines try and do that, but it's landed back for the Black Ferns. That's messy, and there's a penalty against Australia.
5 goal offside.
You can see the intent from both sides to really just smother the opposition.
Back.
New Zealand love to play fast. Anything they cook up, Australia seem to just be there. Tia Hines here tries a change of tactics to get that ball into the backfield, but Georgia Miller with a double charge down. We've seen that twice from New Zealand today.
Yep, coming.
Seen that tactic from Hines twice as well in this match. Carly Henwood heading out. She was another who had an absolute ripper in this final last year.
Please. Time back on. Crouch. Bind. Time off. We bind up high on the numbers. If anyone refuses to bind, I free kick you immediately. Time back on. Crouch. Bind. Set.
Actually haven't played each other in as many finals in Australia as you'd think, these two teams. Mahina Paul skidding away, and she's got Tineti. Chase coming across from Tegan Levi. Little in and away, and then the change of direction, weaving and turning. Tegan stayed with it, then she got set down, and Tineti uses all her guile, all her strength to give New Zealand the lead on the stroke of half-time.
Tineti has been absolute class throughout this weekend, and she crosses over for her 7th try. This was wonderful play here from Mahina Paul to get 2 Australian jerseys to bite into her. Tineti's still here, had some work to do, one-on-one with Tegan Levi. Levi does her best to stay with her, but it was this final stretch and push down that frees up some space. Faith comes in a little too high, but it's a little too late. And New Zealand have the lead.
From wide, the conversion will just float away, but it is New Zealand who jump in front. 12 points to 7 they lead at half-time in the final. Women's final, that is a ding-dong battle. 12-7 New Zealand lead, second half underway. A mistake straight away by the Black Ferns though. And Levi thought she was going to play at the wrong time there for a moment. Maybe a New Zealand hand just before hers.
Bit of a wayward kick there from Braxton Sorensen McGee. But the first opportunity to strike, I'm genuinely excited to see what Australia can do here.
We haven't seen Maddie Levi in open space at all, really, in this one. They're going to head her way. Tegan Levi, stopped by Miller. This is promising for Australia. It's Faith Nathan, massive hole. She should, I was going to say, should have the pace on Risi Lane, but Lane was there. Australia reload with Ashby in the middle. And now Henwood. Big contact from Sorensen McGee, but
black, never onside.
It was Miller who was caught offside. And now Tegan Levi goes. New Zealand with their backs to it, looking for her sister wide with a massive ball. It's a great take, but Waka read it really well.
Waka looking absolutely stoked with that. There's a huge cut-out pass there, which was absolutely on. The Levi sisters trying to link up.
Mark, someone in the channel.
With so much. Couple Darius, is that still in play?
Keep the gap.
Got pretty close to it, keeping that in play. Levi. That line-out's gone completely awry.
Back, I told you to keep the gap.
Oh, but a free kick for a line-out technicality.
That's really going to hurt.
Right here.
Australia, one of the most brutal sides when it comes to their attacking 22. Missed opportunity here, but they'll have to show some staunch defence.
Paul working at magic in the middle, finds Miller switching left and right and one way the other. A little juggle from Poldy Lane onto the hands of Felix Hotham, and now they've created some space here on the edge for Tineti. Kelsey Tineti, foot race coming, but Tineti is going to streak away and grab his second try of the final to extend New Zealand's advantage.
Tineti in full force here in Perth, crosses over for her second. She's the highest try scorer this weekend. Jasmine Felix does a great job of being able to hold that ball up. The Australian defence caught a little bit too compressed. You can't give this woman too much room. She's got serious speed to burn, and by the facials on her face, she's determined as ever to try and protect history for New Zealand and go back to back.
Again, the conversion, so it's still a lead of 10 now for New Zealand. Kelsey Tineti's had a great weekend to 23 this season. 17-7, Australia looking for a response. Sorensen McGee gets the distance. Australia allowed it to bounce. Levi again with Massa. Mackenzie Davis out there, she's a real flyer in jersey 4, sweeping around with Shave. Speaking of flyers, Caitlin Shave can't find that Levi on the outside. Again, it was Walker and Poldy Lane on that edge.
Unplayable.
But Australia will get the possession back.
Counter ruck is good. Unplayable.
That is a huge result there for Australia. Addie Levi, she's one of the best finishers on this circuit. Shave does a great job. Trying to get the last two black jerseys to fight in on her, but the counter ruck from Australia is too good for New Zealand.
What an injection off the bench from Caitlin Shave. So they haven't actually played each other as many times in Australia as you'd expect in finals, given how many they've played overall. About 6 or 7. 3.5 or just over 3 minutes to go. Scrum on halfway. Nathan scoops it off for the lethal feeder, Mackenzie Davis, but that's been spilled under the attention of Felix Hotham, and now Miller will look to go. Sayeli out there, got smoked. Good spot tackle made by Henwood. Right in the blind spot, but New Zealand retained possession. Paul trying to go at the middle. Change of direction once more, big chest pass. And it's Miller again, playing under advantage as well. New Zealand.
Tackles out the ball. Missed that penalty.
New Zealand looking to turn the screws here, 2.5 to play. Paul again, Poldy Lane, Felix Hotham, and now Vahakolo on the edge, and she's got an easy run in. A canter around the post for Caitlin Vahakolo. And now Australia really have got a hill to climb in this final.
Caitlin Vahakolo has entered the chat. First touch of the ball, and she crosses over for New Zealand to further their statement. Just here, there was a classic 2-on-1 special. Last Australian defender bites in and gives this speedster too much passage to cover on her own and unmarked.
A few appeals around that last pass, perhaps, and certainly from the crowd. And get checked in the background. It's a thumbs down from the nuns. Tell you what, if you're on the wrong side of them, you're in trouble.
Whatever they say is gospel.
24-7, 90 seconds to go. And Australia can't control the bouncing ball.
Advantage over.
After a great start, it's just got away on them.
Off ball, play on.
Miller, it bounces, the footwork's good. Levi pounces on the loose ball. She's been well looked after once again in this final, Maddie Levi. Now there's the space for Davis. Nass is still working hard. Under a minute to go now.
It's all backward.
Hines.
Use it.
Inward to the deck. And timing is play on. Penalty Australia.
For the ball. Straight tackler in the air.
Didn't quite get the timing right, Vahakolo. Levi Waka, who has put in a shift on that edge, forces the ball. It's stumbling and bumbling, and Elena Sayeli stayed in it to get the final say in this decider. New Zealand are going to take the title in Perth.
Sayeli on the buzzer puts the final nail in the coffin in this cup final between Australia and New Zealand. It's one of the greatest adversaries, but there's such sharp contrast, in how they're feeling after that one. Oh, Stacey Waka had Madison Levi wrapped up. That ball eventually comes loose. Tia Hines unable to reel it back in, and he just sits up nicely for Saile'e to make a statement, the final statement here in Perth.